Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to create a basic C#.NET Framework web API. On today's video, I'm going to be explaining the basic code that comes with Visual Studio when you create a web API and show some examples of how to get the data from the web API. Let's go ahead and open up Visual Studio. I'm using, as of today, 11/29/2020. I'm using Visual Studio 2019. All right, let's go ahead and create a new project. Make sure you pick C#, Windows, and Web, and select ASP.NET Web Application.NET Framework and C#. So over here, make sure it says C#, not Visual Basic. All right, let's go ahead and create a project. So I'm gonna say user test API. That's just the name of it. You can name whatever you want. On create a new ASP.NET application, web application, select web API. Waiting a little bit until the project gets created. All right, so before making any changes, before doing anything, let's go ahead and run the project. Just so you know, this is the user test API project. Let's just go ahead and run it without making any changes to see what it looks like. So in reality, it's just a basic web page, a simple web page with a bit more functionality that we're not going to worry about for now, right? So what we want to look into it, like I said, the part that I said that we don't have to worry about for now, it's all this. So, but we can look at the API tab on this page here. So the API tab, there's this section called values, and you see how there's get, two gets, a post, a put, and a delete, right? So this is just kind of keep these values in mind. I'm going to show you what they mean in a second, right? All right. So let's go ahead and as you can see, so let's go ahead and close this and go back to the project. So this is our main controller, our main folder, right? The controller folders. This is where we're going to look at. Okay. So so remember from the previous page, we had a get, two gets, a post, a put, and a delete. So it's the controller values that creates that page on the API tab when you run it. So let's go back. I'll kind of show you side by side here. So if you click on the API here, this is just a helper page, just so you know. As you can see here on the URL, it says help. So you have the values. Okay. You have the values with an ID. Okay. You have the post just with the values, just with the controller name. A put values with an ID and a delete with an ID. So it's each one of these functions used. We can run a test with the default ones, and then we can create our own. But to kind of explain a little better, I will go ahead and create a new one. It's going to look pretty close to what this one looks like, but I want you to take step by step on how to create a controller on a web API. All right, let's get started. All right, so on the controller folder, right-click on the controller folder, click Add, and click Controller. Select Web API to Controller. Make sure it's the empty set version. And then go ahead and add. We can call. Let's call it. So let's call it test. And then click add. Give it a second here. Okay, so we have a controller. As you can see here, now the test controller got created. Now it's just to get started. We're gonna just do a simple get function, right? We're even gonna name it get, right? to keep things simple without having to explain into the details, just to get you guys started. All right, so let's go public. Oops. Let's get public string. Let's return a string and get. Okay, and on this function, let's return this is this is a test. Okay, let's fix it, make it look nice, and save it. All right, so let's go ahead and run it and see what it looks like. This is our very basic API, web API, right? All right, so this so far so good. Everything looks the same. If you go into the API help section, it's gonna get added here. As you guys can see, now we have the values controller here and the test controller. So this is basically just a simplified documentation of what the API should look like. It tells there's no parameters, there's no body parameters, the response is just a string. So let's get started. So in order to test this, right, what you gotta do is make sure you use the URL. It says localhost 44396, which is the port number. Add a / to it, type API, another / and type the name of the controller, test, and hit enter. As you can see here, it's returning this is a test, right? So we're pretty much done with stage 1 here. I mean, not stage 1, but we're pretty much done with the basic web API instructions. So I'm going to show a few more examples. Now, let's say if I want to pass in an ID instead of this is a test, I want to pass in a user ID, for example, right? So I'm copying the same thing. It's exactly the same function, but now I'm going to have a parameter, int ID, right? And I'm going to return the ID instead, ID. Oops, yeah, ID. There you go. And then I'm going to save it. Oops, I have to change here to int. Save it. So I can go ahead and run it. So it's going to work the same way you test the old one, you're going to test this one. Now, the only difference is you're going to do /API / the controller name / let's say I have user ID number 98 and I hit enter, I'm going to get 98, right? So the way it works is, let's say if you just a little bit of an example, if you want to authenticate a user using a web API, you pass in the username and password, and then in here you go into the database, you validate the username and password, and then you return true or false, that type of thing, right? So this is basically it on this video. If you guys have any questions, concern, drop a comment below. I'll be doing another video or two on the web API, maybe with a bit more explanations on the gets, on the puts, on the deletes. But this is basically what you need to know to get started. All right, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me, drop a comment below. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.